Imagine if your body could naturally boost the hormone that controls strength, energy, and drive not by supplements or steroids, but by simply adjusting when you eat. What if fasting, something humans have done for millennia, could temporarily lower testosterone yet make your system so primed that the moment you eat again, your hormone levels spike higher than before? In the next few minutes, we'll uncover hour by hour how fasting reshapes your testosterone, what happens to your brain, your testes, and even your fat cells, and why this ancient survival mechanism may actually be the secret to stronger, sharper, and healthier men, and women too. Fasting is far more than just skipping meals. From the moment you stop eating, your body interprets this as a signal to adapt. Hormones respond immediately, some within minutes, others over hours or days. Testosterone, the hormone linked to male strength, vitality, and sexual drive, is highly sensitive to these changes. Understanding how fasting affects testosterone requires examining both the fasting period and the refeeding phase. Every hour matters. Your body shifts priorities, balancing survival, energy preservation, and reproductive function. This two-phase approach, conserve and prime, then rebuild, explains why testosterone responds in ways most people completely overlook. Testosterone is the primary male sex hormone, but it is also essential in women. In men, it is mainly produced in the testicles. In women, it comes from smaller amounts in the ovaries and adrenal glands. Testosterone influences more than just muscles or libido. It affects mood, bone density, cognitive function, cardiovascular health, and energy. Even slight fluctuations can impact focus, motivation, and recovery after exercise. Fasting affects all these systems differently depending on timing and duration. To fully understand its effects, we must explore how testosterone is produced, circulated, and regulated within the body, and how fasting interacts with each step of this complex chain. Men usually have testosterone levels between 300 and 1,000 nanograms per deciliter. Women typically range between 15 and 70 nanograms. This 10 to 20-fold difference does not diminish the importance of testosterone in women. Even at lower levels, it plays a vital role in bone strength, energy, mood, and sexual health. Women's hormones are more sensitive to caloric restriction, meaning fasting affects them differently. While this video focuses primarily on men, understanding female responses is also critical. Later, we will discuss how women can approach fasting safely, especially regarding reproductive health and conditions like PCOS. Testosterone production begins in the brain with the hypothalamus, which releases gonadotropin-releasing hormone, GnRH. GnRH signals the pituitary gland to release luteinizing hormone, LH, which travels to the testicles. There, Leydig cells produce testosterone in response. This process is delicate, influenced by nutrition, stress, sleep, and exercise. Fasting impacts each stage differently. Rather than causing permanent drops, it temporarily modulates the system, conserving resources while priming your production line. Understanding this pathway clarifies why testosterone levels don't just rise or fall, they adapt intelligently to the environment and prepare the body for optimal function once food returns. Most circulating testosterone binds to proteins, mainly sex hormone-binding globulin, SHBG. Only free testosterone, the unbound fraction, can enter cells and exert effects such as building muscle or increasing libido. Insulin suppresses SHBG production. After eating, higher insulin levels reduce SHBG, affecting testosterone availability. When fasting, insulin drops, SHBG adjusts, and free testosterone may become more available. These interactions reveal that testosterone levels on a blood test are only part of the picture. The efficiency of hormone utilization is equally important. Fasting subtly reshapes both total and free testosterone in ways that enhance long-term hormonal function. During the first 12 hours of fasting, testosterone remains relatively stable. The body relies on glycogen stored in the liver and muscles while insulin gradually declines. This phase mirrors overnight fasting during sleep. Hormonal systems continue normal activity, energy shifts only slightly, and testosterone production proceeds uninterrupted. The first 12 hours serve as a transition, preparing the body to switch from carbohydrate-based energy to fat metabolism. This gradual shift preserves muscle tissue while maintaining adequate hormone levels, demonstrating that short fasting periods do not compromise testosterone, but instead initiate a subtle rebalancing of energy systems. Between 12 and 24 hours, glycogen stores deplete further, prompting a switch to fat as the primary energy source. Growth hormone surges during this period, with studies showing increases from 100% up to 2000%, depending on sex and baseline fitness. Growth hormone protects muscle while accelerating fat mobilization. Cortisol, the stress hormone, also rises in response to fasting, which can modestly suppress testosterone due to their inverse relationship. This stage is the body's way of prioritizing survival over reproduction. Testosterone may dip slightly, but this decline is temporary and part of an adaptive strategy to conserve energy for critical functions. From 24 to 48 hours, testosterone declines more noticeably. LH signaling reduces, meaning the testes receive fewer instructions to produce testosterone. Studies suggest levels can drop 30 to 35% after prolonged fasting. Importantly, the system simultaneously becomes more sensitive. Research administering GnRH after fasting shows amplified LH and testosterone responses compared to baseline. Evolutionarily, this makes sense. When food is scarce, conserving energy takes priority. Yet the body prepares to rebound, ensuring the reproductive and muscular systems can recover rapidly once nutrients are reintroduced. This is the survival and priming phase. Between 48 and 72 hours, autophagy intensifies. Autophagy is the process where cells recycle damaged or dysfunctional components. Discovered in depth by Yoshinori Osumi, who won a Nobel Prize for his work. Testosterone remains low during this phase, as Leydig cells conserve energy. However, fat is being burned for fuel, which reduces aromatase, the enzyme in fat tissue that converts testosterone to estrogen. Lower aromatase levels help preserve testosterone during refeeding. This period demonstrates that fasting affects hormone production both directly and indirectly, with long-term implications for testosterone efficiency and overall metabolic health. Extreme examples highlight these mechanisms. U.S. Army Rangers during intense training, sleep deprivation, and caloric restriction experienced near-castrate testosterone levels. Yet once refeeding occurred, testosterone rebounded explosively, often exceeding pre-training levels. David Blaine's 44-day fast also illustrates this principle. Despite prolonged deprivation, his testosterone surged dramatically upon refeeding. These examples show that fasting temporarily suppresses hormones to conserve energy, but the endocrine system is designed to rebound, rebuild, and even amplify function once nutrition returns. Properly timed fasting followed by refeeding can thus optimize hormone output. Refeeding is critical. When food is reintroduced, insulin rises, IGF-1, a growth factor, increases, and LH pulses become more robust. Adequate protein intake further amplifies this process. IGF-1 stimulates stem cells and tissue regeneration, while sensitized Leydig cells produce testosterone at higher levels than before fasting. Studies in humans and animals confirm that the quantity and quality of refeeding meals directly influence hormonal responses. This explains why fasting alone is not enough. The rebuilding phase is essential to trigger maximal testosterone production and recovery, reinforcing the importance of a complete fasting refeeding cycle. For men carrying excess fat, fasting provides an additional benefit. Fat tissue produces aromatase, which converts testosterone into estrogen. Reducing body fat through fasting decreases aromatase activity, preserving testosterone. Coupled with normalized SHBG due to lower insulin, this improves the ratio of free testosterone to estrogen. Over time, fasting can enhance energy, libido, and metabolic health. These changes are not immediately visible in blood tests, but are reflected in functional improvements. Increased strength, improved mood, better sleep, and more efficient utilization of testosterone throughout the body. Women respond differently. Baseline testosterone is lower, and prolonged fasting can disrupt reproductive hormones such as estrogen and progesterone, affecting menstrual cycles. For women with PCOS, elevated testosterone is common, and fasting may reduce androgen levels, improving cycle regularity. Shorter fasting windows of 12 to 14 hours are generally safer for women without PCOS. Monitoring menstrual cycles and energy levels is critical. Female adaptation to fasting is nuanced, emphasizing that fasting protocols must be tailored based on sex, baseline hormone levels, and reproductive health goals. Safety is paramount. Extended fasting beyond 72 hours should only be attempted under supervision. Those with eating disorders, type 1 diabetes, pregnant or breastfeeding women, underweight individuals, or people with hormonal disorders should avoid prolonged fasting. Warning signs include persistent dizziness, heart palpitations, severe mood changes, or extreme fatigue. Refeeding after extended fasting should be gradual to avoid refeeding syndrome, starting with small, easily digestible meals and gradually increasing portion size. Proper planning ensures fasting supports hormonal health rather than compromising it. Shorter fasts of 16 to 24 hours are generally safe and effective for most adults. Temporary testosterone dips during fasting are normal and reversible. Refeeding, particularly with adequate protein, maximizes hormonal recovery. Reducing body fat improves testosterone to estrogen balance. Monitoring SHBG, insulin, and metabolic health offers insights into hormone efficiency. Fasting is a strategic tool, not simply a calorie reduction method. It orchestrates a cycle of hormonal stress and recovery that primes testosterone production and optimizes the body's functional use of hormones for energy, muscle, and vitality. In conclusion, fasting and testosterone follow a sophisticated two-phase pattern shaped by evolution. During fasting, testosterone drops as the body conserves resources. At the same time, the system becomes primed to respond strongly upon refeeding. Post-fast refeeding allows testosterone to surge, supporting muscle growth, energy, and reproductive function. Men and women experience these changes differently, but both benefit from carefully timed fasting. Temporary declines are not harmful. They are part of an intelligent system designed to optimize performance, resilience, and long-term hormonal health. Fasting is more than a weight loss strategy. It is a precise biological signal that enhances hormone efficiency. By pairing fasting with strategic refeeding, the body maximizes testosterone output, reduces aromatase activity, and improves free hormone availability. Energy, mood, and sexual health are all influenced by this cycle. Fasting creates a controlled stress that triggers adaptive responses, while refeeding delivers nutrients that amplify hormone production. This process demonstrates how lifestyle choices can harness the body's natural systems for superior physical and metabolic performance without drugs or supplements. Tracking progress is essential. Monitor energy, strength, mood, and libido, and periodically check testosterone, SHBG, and insulin. Adjust fasting length, protein intake, and refeeding strategies to optimize results. Individual differences in metabolism, body composition, and hormonal sensitivity will affect outcomes. Fasting should be used strategically, not rigidly. When applied correctly, it improves testosterone efficiency, enhances fat metabolism, and primes the body for rapid recovery. The combination of short-term suppression and post-fast rebound creates a hormone profile optimized for energy, vitality, and performance. Ultimately, fasting and testosterone exemplify a finely tuned adaptive system. Temporary dips are survival mechanisms. Rebounds during refeeding support growth and vitality. Properly applied, fasting cycles promote long-term hormone efficiency, fat loss, and functional strength. Women must adapt protocols to protect reproductive health, while men can leverage longer fasts for optimized testosterone output. This approach shifts the narrative. Fasting is not deprivation, but a tool to strategically manage hormones, metabolism, and overall health. Understanding this system allows you to design fasting protocols that maximize both hormone efficiency and everyday performance. Thank you for exploring the fascinating link between fasting and testosterone. Remember, fasting conserves and primes, while refeeding rebuilds and amplifies hormone function. Testosterone levels reflect a dynamic system shaped by evolution. Short fasting periods optimize hormone efficiency, reduce body fat, and improve energy, while proper refeeding triggers recovery and growth. Women and men respond differently. Both should approach fasting thoughtfully. By understanding these mechanisms, you can make informed decisions that align with your body's rhythms, ensuring long-term vitality and hormonal health. Stay consistent, track progress, and use fasting strategically to unlock your body's full potential.